Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television Global News. Today, 19th March 2026, equivalent to Islamic calendar, 30th Ramadan 1447 after Hijrah. The headlines. Nigeria and the United Kingdom have shared more than just history, Tinubu said. Governor Ododo described the airport as a legacy initiative, administration commitment to economic transformation. On the international scene, Ghana to table historic United Nations resolution on transatlantic slaves. And on sport, Osimhen to undergo surgery after arm fracture against Liverpool. This and more will be coming to you in the bulletin. I am Ozi Suleiman. President Tinubu said as the first Nigerian leader to speak at the Windsor Castle, which has served the British Crown for nearly a millennium, is particularly historic. He described it as a symbol of continuity, witnessing the steady evolution of institutions that have shaped governance, culture, and public life not only in Britain, but far beyond the shore. Nigeria and the United Kingdom have shared more than just history, he added. That standing in Windsor Castle, one cannot help but reflect on Britain's impact on modern democratic governance worldwide. The Magna Carta of 1215 laid the early foundation for the rule of law and the development of parliamentary democracy, establishing enduring ideals around liberty, accountable government, and civic responsibility. Great Britain's thinker and writers such as Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, and Edmund Burke helped to propagate those democratic ideals. Their influence continues to resonate to this day. The literary genius of William Shakespeare and other writers such as Charles Dickens has enriched and shaped the English language spoken by over 1.5 billion people worldwide. A Nigerian element of these traditions continue to inform the institutional foundation of our own republic. Our courts draw upon legal traditions rooted in English common law. Our parliamentary institutions reflect constitutional practice that evolved here over centuries. Our civil service structure have also drawn upon administrative model developed in Britain and adapted to Nigerian own national context. The Nigerian community in the United Kingdom has become one of the most dynamic diaspora communities worldwide. Nigerians contribute enormously to the vitality of these nations. Within the National Health Service, Nigerian doctors and nurses play an indispensable role in delivering health care. Nigerian trained doctors are among the largest group of international medical professionals serving the NHS. In sport, rugby players such as Maro Itoje, footballers including Bukayo Saka and Eberechi Eze, and champion boxer Anthony Joshua illustrate the remarkable human connection that link Nigeria and the United Kingdom. Our partnership is further strengthened through the Commonwealth of Nations, which connect 56 countries under Your Majesty's leadership. In his remark, King Charles III said him and his wife are delighted to welcome the President to Windsor Castle. He added that they are most grateful to the President for traveling during this holy month, which he acknowledged is no small sacrifice. And so, it is a pleasure to wish you, Mr. President, peace, blessings, and abundance of joy. Ramadan Mubarak, he added. During my most recent visit to Nigeria in 2018, when I was fortunate enough to be able to spend some time with your highly respected traditional leaders, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Oni of Ife, Onisha, Warri, and the Emir of Kano. It was self-evident that while the warmth of the Nigerian welcome remained constant, the country itself is transforming at a remarkable pace. Nigeria hasn't merely changed. It has arrived. Yours is now a nation of over 230 million people, half of whom are under 18, with the energy, ingenuity, ambition, and resolve to address the great challenge of our age. Tinubu acknowledged the special bond between Nigeria and the United Kingdom and to the bright future that will be built together. God bless His Majesty, the King. God bless Nigeria. God bless the United Kingdom, he ended. Nigerian Customs Service and the United Kingdom Tax and Custom Authority have agreed to establish a structured data sharing framework aimed at resolving a staggering 1.2 billion euros discrepancy in bilateral trade figure, a gap that has long undermined transparency and efficiency across the two West African most critical trade corridors. The commitment, according to statement by the NCS spokesperson, Abdullahi Maiwada, emerged from a high-level bilateral meeting held in London on 18 March 2026, on the sideline of President Bola Tinubu's state visit to the United Kingdom under the Nigerian-United Kingdom Enhanced Trade and Investment Partnership framework, signaling a new chapter in custom cooperation between Africa's largest economy and its former colonial ruler. The talk, he said, were led by Controller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi and Ms. Megan Shaw, Head of International Custom and Border Engagement at His Majesty Revenue, centered on custom modernization, data transparency in bilateral trade flows, and expanded operational cooperation. At the heart of the engagement was a striking statistical anomaly. While Nigerians record approximately 504 million euros in UK origin goods as import in 2024, the United Kingdom reportedly exports to Nigerian value at approximately 1.7 billion euros for the same period, a mismatch of roughly 1.2 billion that both administrations describe as a structural issue, demanding coordinated resolution to bridge this gap. Both parties agreed to explore the establishment of a pre-arrival data exchange framework linking their respective digital custom platform to enhance risk management, improve data reconciliation, and tighten compliance and monitoring across the Nigerian-UK trade corridor. Adeniyi, whose service oversees one of Africa's busiest port environments, stressed the strategic importance of the exercise. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo of Kogi State has handed over the contract for the Zariagi International Airport to China Company and Gamji Nigeria Limited. The ceremony took place on Wednesday at the Government House in Lokoja, with key stakeholders and international partners in attendance. Governor Ododo described the airport as a legacy initiative that reflects his administration's commitment to economic transformation and improved regional connectivity. The governor also expressed appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the federal government for granting approval for the project, stressing that Kogi State occupies a special place in Nigerian aviation history, noting that one of the earliest aircraft landed in the country occurred in the state. He added that Kogi's strategic location linking northern and southern Nigeria and connecting major commercial hubs, Governor Ododo emphasized that the project will unlock vast economic opportunities in solid mineral, agriculture, and trade, while also generating employment for residents across the state. Earlier, the Commissioner of Transportation, Victor Tuluku, revealed that CCECC will handle the core technical aspect of the airport, including the terminal building and the runway system, while Gamji Nigeria Limited will oversee perimeter fencing. In their separate remark, representatives of the contracting firm pledged to deliver the project in line with international best practice. Also, representative of CCECC, John Donpin, expressed appreciation for the opportunity and assured of timely and quality project delivery, while Salau Mutalib of Gamji International commended the state government vision and pledged strict adherence to stipulated standards in carrying out the project. An appeal has been made to Nigerians to continue live peacefully with one another for the overall development of the country. The village head of Dambushia, Alhaji Muntari Haruna, made this appeal at the closing of this year's tafsir in Kadagen Danghono in Kaduna. He said no meaningful development could be achieved in unpeaceful society. The traditional ruler advised people to always provide useful information to security agencies so that they can succeed in their connotational duties. Alhaji Muntari commended the government laudable programs, however, calls on the need to create jobs to teeming youth as a way of addressing unemployment among youth. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Plateau State has suspended its Southern Zone Vice Chairman, Honorable Mankop Peter Tongchep, for 1 month over alleged anti-party conduct. The suspension, which takes immediate effect, was announced by the State Working Committee in a statement issued on Thursday in Jos. Signed by the State Publicity Secretary, Honorable Choji Felix Deliop. The party said the action was taken pursuant to Section 57, subsection 1 of the PDP Constitution 2017 as amended, citing Tongshep conduct under Section 58, subsection 1, subsection 1, and Section 1. Following a preliminary hearing, the statement noted that Tongshep is barred from performing his duty as Southern Zone Vice Chairman during the suspension period. It further disclosed that the matter has been referred to the party's State Disciplinary Committee for further investigation and recommendation in line with Section 57, subsection 3 of the party's constitution. The Plateau PDP reiterates its commitment to discipline and the rule of law, stressing that no member is above the party's regulation. The development comes amid a deepening crisis within the state chapter of the party following the emergence of parallel leadership structure. A faction reportedly aligned with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, had earlier conducted a parallel congress in Jos, where Tongshep was elected as state chairman, an outcome rejected by the party's official, leading as invalid. In a related development, a founding member of the PDP and elder statesman Honorable Damishi Sango defended the parallel congress, describing it as a necessary step to safeguard the party's future. Sango said the exercise, which he described as a peaceful consensus process, produced Tongshep and 38 other executive members. He maintained that the move was aimed at ensuring the survival of the PDP in Plateau State and securing its participation in future elections. Drawing a biblical analogy, Sango linked the situation to King Solomon's judgment, stating that true party loyalists are those committed to preserving the party. Despite the differences, Sango said he holds no personal grudges against Dabo, whom he described as a long-time political ally. He called on all parties members to set aside their differences and unite to reposition the party ahead of the 2027 general election. The crisis has left the Plateau PDP sharply divided, with rival factions laying claims to the party leadership in the state. The news is coming to you on Standard Voice Television. Stand by for more news after the break. Welcome back. Now the news continue. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has dismissed speculation linking him with a possible defection to the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), reiterating his commitment to the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The governor, who also served as chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, had recently been the subject of reports suggesting he was considering leaving the opposition party, with claim that such a move could occur within the weeks. However, addressing the rumor shortly after presiding over the swearing-in of 17 newly appointed permanent secretaries at the government house in Bauchi on Wednesday, Mohammed downplayed the claim, stressing that he had made no official statement indicating any intention to quit the PDP. He maintained that the reports were unfounded, reaffirming his continued membership of the party. I find it amusing that even when I have not said anything officially, people are already discussing me as if I have moved, he said. He added that the speculation reflects his political relevance, describing himself as a figure attracting wide attention. It shows the level of attention and relevance we carry. I am now a global personality all of a sudden, he stated. He, however, briefly reacted to the report, stating, I have not moved. They said that I have defected. Addressing the appointed permanent secretary, the governor charged them to uphold integrity and steer clear of corruption in the discharge of their duties. This administration will not tolerate corruption or any act capable of bringing the government into disrepute, he said. Mohammed urged the appointee to remain disciplined, avoid acts of insubordination, and stay away from partisan politics while in office. He also tasked them with mentoring younger civil servants, adding that ongoing reform in the civil service rely on grooming a new generation grounded in ethics and professionalism. He assured retirees of his administration commitment to settling outstanding gratuity put at about 20 billion naira, noting that payment of 13 years arrears commenced in January 2026. As part of tackling unemployment in the country, government at all levels and other stakeholders have been advised to put heads together in ensuring that the textile and other industry close down under what circumstances were reopened. The advice was given by the Chief Imam of Ungwenrimi, Kaduna, Imam Musa Yahaya Sokoto, while closing this year Ramadan Tafsir in Kaduna. Mohammed Idris is with the details.
The genesis of security challenges has been blamed due to unemployment, especially among youth. Imam Musa Yahaya Sokoto said youth who are expected to be leaders of tomorrow need to be gainfully employed. He also said security agencies need to be well equipped and also motivated in an effort to enhance their well-being. He also called on all Nigerians to always assist security agencies with useful information. The Islamic cleric advised Muslims to strictly follow all the laid-down rules of the religion in line with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
My general message to the government is to bring back our industries, work down, and help our people to get job.
Others lend their voices on the outgoing fasting of the month of Ramadan and urge Muslims to always be their brother's keeper.
This issue of needy and people to be assisted in the time of Ramadan is always at the good angle, because many people are in very terrible situation.
Fasting is among the 5 pillars of Islam and are being observed in the month of Ramadan by Muslim faithful globally. Muhammad Idris reporting for Standard Voice Television.
The Sultanate Council, Sokoto, has declared Friday as the first day of Shawwal 1447 after Hijrah, marking the celebration of Eid al-Fitr across Nigeria. This was announced in a press statement by the chairman of the Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council, Sokoto, Sambo Wali Junaidu, on Wednesday. The council, based on the non-sighting of the Shawwal new moon on Wednesday, the 29th day of Ramadan. In Islam, the end of Ramadan and the beginning of Shawwal are determined by the sighting of the crescent moon, a practice rooted in the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. According to the statement, no report was received from various moon sighting committees across the country confirming the sighting of the new moon of Shawwal on Wednesday, March 18, which correspond with the 29th day of Ramadan. Therefore, Thursday, 19 March 2026 is the 30th day of the month of Ramadan. The statement added, felicitating with Muslim, the Sultan urged continued prayer for national peace and development. His Eminence facilitates with the Nigerian Muslim Ummah and wishes them Allah's guidance and blessing. The statement read, ahead of Friday's celebration, commands of the Nigerian Police Force and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps have deployed hundreds of personnel across the countries. The deployment directive mandates personnel to safeguard flashpoints, including shopping mall, Eid prayer ground, mosque, churches, motor park, and recreation center. They also include routine patrol, visibility policing, and a show of force with special focus on crime associated with festivity, such as phone snatching, pickpocketing, and traffic-related offenses. The NSCDC said it had deployed over 53,500 personnel nationwide to ensure a peaceful and hitch-free celebration. The Commandant General of the Corps, Abubakar Audi, in a statement by the NSCDC spokesperson, Babawale Afolabi, said the deployment include tactical operative and intelligence squad, strategically positioned across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. He also tasked all provosts of college, zonal commanders, and state commandants to ensure adequate security covering within their jurisdiction. The governor of Jigawa State, Omar Namadi, has generated a state pardon to 12 convicted inmates as an act of compassion in the spirit of Ramadan and the forthcoming Eid al-Fitr celebration. The pardon comes a day before the Eid al-Fitr celebration scheduled to be observed by Muslims nationwide on Friday, March 20, 2026. The governor's decision was announced in a statement signed by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Barrister Bello Fanini, and made available to journalists on Thursday in Dutse, the state capital. According to the statement, the pardon followed the recommendation of the Jigawa State Advisory Council on the prerogative of mercy, in line with Section 5, subsection 1 of the relevant law. It added the decision was executed under Section 212, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The pardoned inmates are Ibrahim Adamu Isa, Seidu Umar Adamu Musa, Habibu Musa, Yusuf Ahmed, Shuaibu Adamu, Abdullahi Yau, Yahaya Junaidu, Abdul Hamisu, Garba Biko, Salisu Isa, and Aliu Ibrahim. Fanini said the gesture underscored the government's commitment to fostering goodwill and promoting peace. This act of mercy reflects our government's dedication to reconciliation and reintegration. He said he urged the beneficiary to maintain good behavior and avoid action that could lead them back into conflict with the law. We expect them to reciprocate this gesture by being law-abiding citizens, he added. Fanini further explained that the pardon was aimed at promoting reconciliation and reintegration, expressing hope that the beneficiaries will contribute positively to society. He also noted that the governor will support their reintegration, including providing assistance to help them resettle. The commissioner called on members of the public to accept the pardoned inmates and support their return to society. We urge the community to welcome them and support their reintegration, he said. Ghana is set to table a landmark United Nations resolution declaring the transatlantic slave trade and the racialized chattel enslavement of Africa as a gravest crime against humanity. The resolution is scheduled for consideration and adoption by the United Nations General Assembly on March 25, 2026, observed globally as the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. In a press release issued on Thursday by Ghana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the move is in line with a pledge made by President John Mahama during his address at the United Nations General Assembly last year. The ministry stated all is set for the history tabling of the United Nations resolution declaring the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity, consistent with President Mahama's pledge during his statement at the United Nations General Assembly last year. Lastly, on sport, Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen is set for possible surgery after fracturing his arm during the club's 4-0 defeat to Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 second leg on Wednesday. A club statement on Thursday confirmed that Osimhen's injury was diagnosed following hospital examination. The incident occurred early in the match when Osimhen collided with Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konate during an aerial duel. Konate landed on Osimhen's arm, leaving the Nigerian forward in visible pain. While some Liverpool players suggested Osimhen was exaggerating the injury to disrupt their momentum, the striker continued to play the first half with his forearm wrapped in a bandage before being substituted at the start of the second half. Liverpool went on dominate and secure a 4-0 win, eliminating the Turkish side from the Champions League. The club revealed that Osimhen's hand was now being placed in a medical cast and that surgery is being considered. The statement said, in the first half of our away match against Liverpool in the Champions League round of 16 second leg, our player Victor Osimhen took a blow to his arm and completed the first half, but following check at the halftime, he was not played in the second half due to the risk of a fracture in his arm. After the match, under the supervision of our medical team, examination at the hospital revealed a fracture in our player's right forearm, and it was costed a decision regarding surgery will be made in the coming days following further evaluation. Osimhen's replacement in the match, Noah Lang, also suffered an injury, a serious cut to his right thumb. The club confirmed that, unlike Osimhen, Lang will undergo surgery in Liverpool before returning to Turkey. Before the injury, Osimhen had been Galatasaray's key performer in the Champions League, scoring 7 goals and providing 3 assists in 10 appearances, earning 4 Man of the Match award. Finally, on the news, the recap of the top stories again. Nigeria and the United Kingdom have shared more than just history, Tinubu said. Governor Ododo described the airport as a legacy initiative, administration commitment to economic transformation. On the international scene, Ghana to table historic United Nations resolution on transatlantic slaves. And on sport, Osimhen to undergo surgery after arm fracture against Liverpool. That was Standard Voice Television Global News. On behalf of the production crew, I am Ozi Suleiman. Bye for now.